Welcome this Sunday morning to the Valor Latino program. I am Perfecto Rivera, your host. I have a couple of friends and guests with me this Sunday morning. First, returning is Vidal Cisneros. Vidal has been on my show, I think, a couple times now. Just an exciting guy, really a motivator. He's going to be a speaker at the event we're going to talk about today. Vidal is also a digital media strategist. And also with him today is Jake Nawrocki, and Jake is the person I had invited here with regard to an event that he's got coming up. It's called Operation Self Reset, and we'll talk more about that. Actually, that's the name of the organization. The event itself is Self Reset Power coming up. But with all that said, first of all, Vidal, welcome back.
Hey, thank you for having me again. I'm excited. We got Jake next to me, so we're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, we are.
We are ready to rock and roll. Well, Jake, welcome.
Yes, thank you. This is a great honor. Appreciate it. I'm excited to talk to your listeners today.
Wonderful. Well, you've got some good stuff to share with us today. So, but before we do that, people that may have not listened in the past and heard Vidal, I want Vidal just share with us quickly a little bit of your own biography, Vidal.
Yes. Oh man. Just to give a little backdrop, years ago I was a construction project site manager, and I left that industry, man, many moons ago. We're talking 2009. So I was chasing this dream, and what led me to finally sit here where I am now today is because of listening to people's podcasts like Jake's. You know, he's been doing podcasting since 2013. He's such an inspiration. I believe 2013.
Yeah,
right,
2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Look at this guy's
You
memory.
nailed
It's still
it.
there.
Nice.
So yeah, listening to inspirational people like Jake and other just people that help lift me up to believe that the dream's possible, other than what I was doing, just being at a dead-end job. And just to paraphrase the story, you know, I'm an author, a contributor for Chicken Soup for the Soul, other large publications, etc. But what really excites me is the client work that I do now with helping people find their message, get their voice out there, and whether it's in the digital space or even, you know, in regular traditional media, I've been a part of a lot of exciting, purpose-driven work, like the bigger work. It isn't about the monetary, you know, exchange. For me, it's the fact that these are stories that need to get out there because there's a bigger purpose to them. So I'm so excited just to be a vessel in that work. That's what excites me, Perfecto.
A vessel, I like that term. You mentioned the book, which is a very popular book. People have heard of it, I'm sure. Chicken Soup for the Soul, and you were highlighted there in that book, so people can sort of look that up and get a little more information about you. Also, on the web, as they say,
Right.
They can find Vidal Cisneros and hear more and learn more about your own personal story in that. So
Absolutely, yes. It's out there.
You're just you mentioned a digital media strategist. What does that all entail?
Holy cow, a lot of things. I do content brand management for a couple clients. Also help people launch digital products online, and also campaign crowdfunding, campaign crowdfunding programs. So that's pretty much what I enjoy doing, is helping people launch and get the money for their, let's say, book, or for something that's in nonprofit. And I'm doing a lot of documentary work. That's the other thing too that I know you've noticed. I've been in here with my camera.
Yes.
And I enjoy it too. So I'm actually working with Fourth Dimension sobriety gentleman, Jason Gonzalez, who was on a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
I'm actually working with him, doing some pro bono work for him, behind the scenes documentary work. So I'm excited.
Interesting. Great. Well, I'm glad that you're back with us. All right. I want to go over to Jake Nawrocki. Jake, your organization, Operation Self Reset, and your event that's coming up on the 9th.
The 9th, yeah, September.
September 9th at the Loft Hotel here downtown Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And so we're looking for people that want to get involved, because what you've got to share with us is pretty exciting. So the event itself is Self Reset Power. But with that, Jake, this is your first time on my show, I want you to first tell us a little bit more background about yourself.
Yes. Well, first of all, I was born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My father was a police officer. My mother was a teacher. My heritage comes back from Europe and Poland. They came on over, and the work ethic and the drive that was instilled in my parents has really allowed me to thrive in different areas. And I guess I'll start right now currently beyond this event, beyond this business that I have on the side. I work for the Milwaukee Fire Department as a lieutenant. I'm very ingrained in our community. I work off of 30th and Lisbon, and this city is unique and great. There's a lot of great things that are going on, and hopefully I can inspire some of the listeners to join me in not only just learning about the skills needed to thrive, but also to realize the mental ability, the mental capacity that is needed to excel beyond the normal limits. And so, when I was getting brought up, I was deciding to kind of juggle between a police officer, a firefighter, and my dad was a police officer. My uncle was a sheriff, very ingrained in law enforcement, and decided to go into the fire department, which was great because working with people one-on-one, when they call 911, we show up. We come on in and we help them in the time of need. And it's really important to understand that when you have that ability to walk into somebody's home when they need you at their dire moment, it's very rewarding in that respect. But the one thing, kind of transitioning into what I'm doing today and what we're here to talk about, is that beyond the ailment or the illness or the injury is really working on that mental clarity of really helping people bring out their personal best. Because a Band-Aid or going to the hospital can help a person for a time period and get them back to full speed. But if you can develop somebody's brain and build that belief, build those leadership, build those specific skills, you can honestly do anything that you want to accomplish in your lifetime. And that is why I designed my business. That's why I designed this event, to help people locally or around the country that are flying in for this event. And we're going to be doing a lot of unique things to bring out our personal best, and it's going to be a great time.
It's going to be a great event.
Yes.
Again, that's September 9th at the
Loft Hotel. Yeah.
Well, Jake, you sped through all of that pretty rapidly here. I wanted to get a little more information about your personal family background.
Yes.
So you mentioned your European roots and your parents' work ethic. I think over the years I've been doing this show, we've talked about the work ethic that I think all immigrants that come to this country bring with them, understanding that this is a country that really provides great opportunities for people to move ahead with their life, their communities, their families and such. So that work ethic, you mentioned that your father was a fireman?
He was a police officer. Yep.
And you had someone else in the family that was a fireman?
It was my grandfather was it was called an MPO, motor pump operator, and during the time his name was Art Casper, and my uncle still brings out his legacy. My uncle Art Casper, when we go to a family cottage up north in Door County, we're able to sit around the bonfire just like any family. You bring up old stories and old ideas. And one story in particular that's pretty funny that I want to share with your audience is a very cold winter day in Wisconsin. My grandfather was the driver of the fire truck. And as he pulled out of the barn, as they call it, or the garage, the fire truck got stuck. And so he told the guys in the back, said, hey, get out of the truck and start pushing. As you start pushing, I'll start moving the rig, I'll start pressing on the gas. And then as I get going, you have to jump on the rig or else we're going to get stuck again. Now, mind you, they're going to a fire that is about 4 blocks away. So they see the column smoke, they're all excited, but they're stuck in the snow. So the guys, the firefighters and the boss jump out of the rig and they're, hee-hoing the rig, and it finally gets going. And my grandfather, Art, yells out, all right, get on, we're going, I'm not stopping. And he pulls all the way to the fire scene. He's the first one there, and guess what happens? He's the only one on the rig. He left everybody back at the firehouse. They lost their footing, they slipped, they fell, and he just drove himself to the fire. And fortunately, there was other crews coming, and everything worked out. Nobody got hurt. But it's just fun to reminisce and talk about those stories that are part of all of our lives, from moments of silliness or moments of victory. So it's really impactful.
Well, it's interesting. The people in your background. You mentioned, the one first responders. We now refer to them as, people
right.
that really put their own lives in harm's way to provide safety net for people in the community, whether they know them or not.
Right.
It doesn't matter. They're doing a job to save lives more often than not, and I think sometimes we've lost the sense of how to really respect and honor those folks.
Right.
They're going through some tough times right now.
Totally agreed. I'm going to share one other story about that. And as a firefighter and coming from a background of law enforcement, we of course appreciate the respect and the honor and calling us heroes. But I was at a fire very early in my career, and one woman, we were able to save her daughter, and this mother was screaming at us like, "Thank you, you're a hero," and she's crying and emotionally just all over the place. And at that moment, when I was a new firefighter, I was like, wow, I guess I am a hero, helping out and saving this young daughter. And it wasn't until, I guess, 2013 when I kind of started my podcast here, the business of inspiring people to kind of take action in their lives. It made me realize that we're all heroes. At any given moment, any given day, there's no reason why one specific job title or one person can be isolated as a hero. That mother that was crying in front of me, some way, somehow taught her daughter to go, to be out on the porch. We found her on the porch. She was burnt up and had some smoke inhalation. But the key is that some way, somehow, somebody in that family taught her if there was an injury or if there's something going on in the building, get on out. That's the hero. We just assisted her in getting out. And so we get this praise, and a lot of, we appreciate it, no doubt about it. But at the same time, all of us in this room, the people that are listening, we all have the ability to be our own heroes every single day. It's just really determined on the ability of taking those actions needed, pushing past those emotions of wanting to sit around and not do anything, as opposed to going out and making things happen. So we appreciate it. We'll take it. But again, each and every one of us is truly a hero.
Well, that's a great acknowledgement coming from you and people that do that kind of work that you do, recognizing that we've heard the stories of people, in real life,
right,
coming to the rescue situation of somebody else's life, and they weren't necessarily trained for that, but they acted out of care and emotion, and all of a sudden, your next door neighbor or the guy, in the next city that's helping you on the highway or whatever because of an emergency that you may have had, and it's what confronts us and how we react to that. And thanks for acknowledging that. There are a lot of heroes out there.
Yes, yes, oh yeah, every single day.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's move forward here. This event coming up, Self-Reset Power Event. All right. As I read some of this information, I really was sort of taken by some of what was said here. I think one of the comments here was, consider this. There are 52 weeks in the year, and how would you, what would you be willing to invest in your life to sort of make those 5 drivers in your life, more valuable? Those 5 drivers are your health, your business, your family, connections, and yourself. So, but let's move into now what you're doing and why you're doing this.
Yes, I guess I'll kind of answer that question of the time frame. When it comes to developing yourself or becoming better, it takes time. And the one thing that we never have enough of is time. Because if I was going to ask you, hey, how you been? What's going on? Oh, I've been so busy. We're always so busy. We never take time out of our lives to invest in what could potentially be the greatest moment of our life. Fortunately, I've been able to make these tickets, $100, $150 for 2 people to come to the event. It's very economical, and the impact is absolutely phenomenal. Going off of those 5 life drives, each of us have different priorities, and usually, I'm going to use a fireman term, we usually put out the hottest fire at the given moment. If our family is kind of crumbling, we kind of deal with that. If our business is falling apart, we deal with that. If our finances are out of control, we try to just snuff that out. And we understand the more effort you put into those different categories usually means those other areas are going to fall apart. If you put all your effort into your business, usually your family or health is going to fall apart. And so the question is, how do you balance it all? I wish I had the golden answer. I wish I had the golden ticket. I don't. But the one thing that we can all agree upon is that mental state. Clearing the mind, getting rid of the mental negativity, surrounding ourselves with good people, surrounding ourselves with energy that can allow us to move forward, and ability to make us realize, this is our time to kind of bring it all together. So I'm excited for this event to come to Milwaukee, and this is year 2. So
Wonderful. Well said, too. And now we're going to take a quick break because now we're going to elaborate more on what that event will bring and how people can get involved and participate.
perfect.
All right, so first our break. This is the Valor Latino program coming to you via News Talk 1130 WISN.
Great.
Okay, so we were
Sorry,
about
guys.
no,
Yeah,
that's
good.
okay.
That was
That's I'm watching the clock
Okay,
here, so I'm
good.
just letting you know.
That's
So
fine.
we went about a minute and maybe 20 seconds longer than I usually do.
Okay.
So we'll have that much shorter time period. So
That's
we've got
fine.
probably about 11 minutes, Scott.
It'll be 10:40.
10:40.
Good stories,
Okay.
man.
Close.
Mhm.
Seriously, good stories.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of those, and it just,
Okay.
when you're trying to bring out the history.
All right, okay. I'm going to, okay, I like how those 5 drivers, or 5
Yeah.
drives, and how you sort of expounded on that and sort of, that makes sense to me.
Okay,
You
good.
know, as a listener, it's like, okay, yeah, how, phrase, you address the things that are hot, if
Yeah,
you will.
right.
First.
Right.
But investing of yourself, your time, your energy to learn how you can do more for yourself, basically.
Right, totally.
So, okay, so the second half of the show now, I want to bring Vidal
Yeah.
back in here.
He
Okay?
can talk about that. He'll be talking to or presenting
Sure,
and stuff like
okay.
that.
And I
Or
can touch
you were
on-
there last year.
I can touch on gratitude now. and
Yeah,
a little bit of my
gratitude,
story.
yeah.
Okay. All right, okay. All right, so I'll let Scott let me know. Yeah, we're ready, okay. We're ready to rock and roll here. And so this time I'm gonna give you guys a little warning, a little more like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and
Okay.
so before we take that quick break. All right, and here we go in uno, dos, y tres. Welcome back this Sunday morning to the Valor Latino program. I am Perfecto Rivera, your host. My guests and friends with me this Sunday morning is first Jake Nawrocki. Jake is the CEO, if you will, and of a
Like it.
great new organization here called Operation Self Reset. And with him, a partner and going to be a speaker at this event, and a motivator, here is our friend Vidal Cisneros. So Vidal, I want to start with you here. You're going to be a speaker at this event. Sort of what you've been doing now makes me feel like you're natural for this.
Well, thank you, and I just want to thank you again for having us both on
Yes, thank you.
and sharing this event here in Milwaukee, because there aren't events like this in the Midwest that are doing something where it is so affordable for people. Any walk of life can afford the price tag, So what I'm going to be doing at this event, which is just a little micro snippet of what this
Well, the
event is.
value you get for that price
Yes.
is incredible.
Absolutely, hands down. This event last year blew my mind what this gentleman who's sitting right next to me, Jake, did, all by himself. He was the one-man show, and I definitely tip my hat off to what he did. He has incredible leadership qualities, not only in running an event like this, but then showcasing how his firefighting skill set can develop other people's leadership skills and qualities to excel in any category of their lives. Like, he doesn't just talk it, he walks it every single day. So that's what I like about him, is he's a practitioner.
Thanks, man.
Hey, you bet. So I'm excited about being a part of this event. I'm going to be talking about how gratitude helped me transform my life. So I kind of share a little bit of my story, and the other part of my story that I didn't share earlier in the earlier segment was how gratitude helped me get out of the hellhole that I was in back in 2009. I was just going through devastation, insurmountable, just personal trauma, right? And I intentionally made this pact with myself that no matter how bad it got, I will step into this power of gratitude. And I didn't know what the heck it was back then, perfecto. But what I discovered was that by praying for the people that were hurting me, by praying for the incarcerated, cell that I was in, by praying and just blessing and just being a light in the darkness, in my own personal darkness and in other people's darkness, and being a part of their lives, whether I was just sharing some tips, whether I was giving them a tray of food when I was incarcerated for a half a year for some moronic, alcoholic, situational thing that I was in. I was just in this awful state. But I saw that if I'm in servitude, right? If I'm in this power of serving others, it takes away all of the stress off myself. And that's what I teach when I share my story, whether it's on stage or on a podcast, is that getting momentum with the power of gratitude meant everything for me. In the beginning, Perfecto, it was awful, even thinking, okay, I'm just going to do this as a habit. But it started to do something internally, right? And that's the funny thing. And whenever I share this story and people actually email me or text me or say, you know what, I started doing it. I started doing what you suggested. At first it felt weird, but now I see the result of it, and it's like, holy cow, I had all my best weeks, my best days, my best month when I was doing that, and I was practicing the power of gratitude. So it's just a little snippet of what I share and what I'm going to be sharing at this event, Self-Reset Power.
Okay, again, that event is September the 9th at the Loft Hotel, downtown Milwaukee. And we can talk more about the times, but I want to get back to Jake here, Jake Nawrocki. Jake, okay, so you've been doing this, your background sort of moves you into this arena of helping people and sort of, not only are you a first responder, but now you're sharing your successes and showing people how they can be more successful in their own lives in a variety of areas. What will people take away from this event?
Well, the biggest thing is that they're going to walk away with a whole new perspective on their emotional control. And the reason why I say that is because on Saturday night, we're going to be walking on 1,200 degree coals. Real coals, very hot, but when you present yourself at the footbed of a 12-foot fire walk, there's a lot of things that are going on mentally. I'm going to get burnt, I'm going to get hurt, this is not right, this is ridiculous, all those different types of emotions that kind of flutter through your body. And it's a moment in time when you can finally say, I'm going to challenge myself, I'm going to bring it, as I like to say, in the moment, to bring out your personal best and to say, you know what, this is challenging and scary, but at the same time, I know how amazing it's going to be at the end of that walk. And once you do pass those coals, are you going to be a totally new person? Probably not, but you will have a new sense of what you're capable of. The one thing that I preach all the time is you got to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. If you're able to step outside of your own personal comfort box, you're able to see the world in a different way, you're able to give more value to other people, and you're able to bring yourself to the best possible place for your family, for your work, for your business, for your community. And when you're able to do that, then great things will happen for your life and the people that surround you.
That's well put.
Okay.
So great things will happen not only to yourself, but the people that you connect with and the loved ones in your
Right.
life. You know, and not only the people, but events that you know are part of your life.
Yeah, every day we have challenges and struggles, and you can call them an event, you can call them isolated moments, but we all go through different peaks and valleys in our days, in our weeks, in our months, and our years, and this event is truly designed to help you kind of gain a level sense of moving forward, and at the end of day 2, which is September 10th, you'll walk away with a full-out goal plan for you to make sure that the rest of 2017 is your best year ever.
So what kinds of topics will be covered there?
Oh, we're going to be talking about belief. We're going to be talking about gratitude. We're going to be talking about confidence. We're going to be talking about leadership. We're going to be talking about dealing with stress. We're going to be talking about emotional warfare, as I like to call it, of getting clear of who you are, who you need to become, and then most importantly, understanding the true capabilities that you have within yourself. I can share, and we can throw a million keywords or facts or ideas or quotes, but at the end of the day, if you're not building that internal power, that internal confidence, things aren't going to pan out for you. So we need to make sure that is developed along with the great information and the great speakers like Vidal and others that will be joining us for that event. If you're interested in going, head on over to selfresetpower.com. You can buy a ticket for $100. For 2 tickets, $150. It's the best value in Milwaukee, in the Midwest. It's going to be an awesome event, and I would love to meet each and every one of you guys.
Wonderful. So the event again, tell us this location.
Self-Reset Power is the name. You can go to selfresetpower.com for more information. The event is at the Loft Hotel, downtown Milwaukee at Old World 3rd Street, and the fire walk will be off-site somewhere else in the Milwaukee area. I'm providing transportation. I'm providing you guys dinner on Saturday night. We're going to be breaking boards, walking on fire, amazing speakers. There's going to be free water the whole time. So if you're concerned about your hydration, this is the place. But most importantly, the community of people that are going there are absolutely there to want to improve their life. And when you get around people that are like mine, that want to do great things in their own personal life, you will be unstoppable. Don't quote me on that, but I will tell you this, that you need to come to Self Reset Power. Again, selfresetpower.com. $100 for one individual, $150 for two people, and yeah, it's going to be an amazing experience.
Okay, so the event, anybody can attend.
Anybody, business professionals, even individuals out of college. You do have to be 18 years or older to walk on the fire. That is my only withholding on some of the participants. But if you know somebody that is kind of lost in their life, or if you know somebody that wants to gain better traction in their line of work, if you know somebody that needs to do a better job of bringing out their personal best, please share this event with them. And it's so affordable. I want more the merrier. The more people to come on in, the more impact we can create in the Milwaukee and the Midwest region here of the United States.
So now it's actually a 2-day event?
2 days, yep.
Okay, so what does the ticket all includes what?
Yeah, the ticket includes your entry on Saturday morning, goes until Sunday afternoon around 4:30 p.m. That also includes dinner on Saturday night, plus the fire walk and transportation. It includes 5 other guest speakers. It includes a material for us to go through and train with, and it includes some awesome atmosphere that you can't even put a price on, because like I said, the community, the people that are going to springboard into the rest of 2017 is impactful. And lastly, you will walk away with a absolute game plan of what goals need to be set in your life, and most importantly, that community of people that is live in that event, in that room, will also carry on to social media. We have a specific page on Facebook where you can go and still communicate with people. It's going to be awesome.
Wonderful. It does sound like an awesome event. Again, at the Loft Hotel, downtown Milwaukee, and Saturday, it starts at 8:30.
Registration 8:30 to 9:30. The event starts at 9:30 on September 9th, and it goes until September 10th.
Wonderful. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for being my guest this Sunday morning. We've come to the close of our show. Ask our listening audience to join us the following Sunday. This is the Valor Latino program coming to you via News Talk 1130 WISN. All right, Tim.
Nailed it, dude.
I had to speed through this because
Thanks.
I
Too
have
bad.
to check my guests.